It's 100 bands in this bitch, add it up. Now I see why you broke, niggas mad at us. Lot of subbing going on, but ain't no adding us. And I don't want your bitch, nigga, she ain't bad enough. I with Weez, I'm with Tilly, shit, you know what's up. Put this on the timeline, but it's going up. This for Manchester, nigga, this one for the East.
Diamond Lane. He's one of the newest members of Diamond Lane.
He is.
He is. East Side Special 2 is out now.
Yes.
Yeah, he's our hometown favorite. We just gonna drop him.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna give Airplane that because he just dropped East Side Special 2. We went to the album release party, or listening party, I should say, or session. It was dope. I mean, Airplane's in his lane. You know,
No pun intended.
no pun intended. He's in his lane and he's putting on for his section. So shout out to Plane.
Yes.
He also performed at Juneteenth on the Party in My Living Room stage.
He did. He did a
So
really
he did
good
his
job.
shit.
He performed
Shout out
100
to him.
bands. And on Saturday, he did his East Side Special 2 at Louisiana on the East Side. So you went and ordered a little East Side Special.
Oh, okay. It was a special, like 2-piece and a biscuit.
It was
or
like
something?
3 wings, the whole fix, 3 wings, fries, biscuit, drink. It was like the whole
that's cute.
the whole night. Then he had his. I have your shirt in the car.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I should have brought it in here, but yeah, shout out to Plane and good job with East Side Special 2.
Yes.
Nice. Bravo.
Yes. Bravo, my friend.
Brava.
Well, this is episode 9 of the Trio Pod. I am Kristian.
I'm Fallon.
And I'm
Mookie.
Mookie.
I'm Diego.
Right.
Oh my God, not Diego. Doors exploring shit.
Right.
That's how you know we got kids. That's too much. OD. Oh my God. Well, let's recap Juneteenth. What an amazing festival event. That was so beautiful.
Wow.
Well, for those who don't know what Juneteenth is, and everyone
Break it down.
should know, it's
Break it
when
down, babe.
basically slaves were freed 2 years before, but the Southerners didn't want to tell. So they found out on Juneteenth, basically. And it recently was passed as a federal holiday, basically. And California just opened. And one of the first events that we had in the city of Los Angeles was Leimert Park Rising that Kristian spearheaded media.
Round
Round
of
of
applause.
applause.
We seen it in action.
And the trio actually had our first booking. Well, right?
but we can round of applause at first.
It was in a different order. It
Right.
was like we were asked first, then Kristian was promoted on board. So, she didn't, cherry pick, but we would have been at the top. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's recap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. Shout out to Il Camille for one, for just thinking of us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Shout out to
For
Camille.
her, it was like we are from the district. You know, we're friends.
Yeah.
Everything about us is just our natural chemistry that we have.
Yes.
Right.
And then we're
Yes,
from the
yes.
community. So she was like, if I'm going to have anybody represent and, talk to us,
It's gonna be you guys.
It's going to be us.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much
Appreciate
her
that.
direction
Yes.
in bringing us on board, which I'm so grateful for. And shout out to Camille again.
Shout out to you.
And then she just also, felt like, I can, kind of like you said, spearhead media.
Yes.
And kind of just bring in other media outlets that are black. She wanted it to be as black as possible.
Black,
Yes.
black, y'all.
blickety black, blickety black. Okay, and our brown too. We're not, leaving out anybody, but
Right. Of color.
of color, exactly. She's just, her thing was that I just want to make sure we get situated first.
Yes.
I want my black media, I want my
Absolutely.
black media, my brown media present first.
As it should be
because
for
everybody else
Juneteenth.
wants to cover us, and it's not enough us covering our own stories in our
Period.
own community. So
Absolutely.
that was very important for her, just to make sure that if anybody's going to be on the scene first, it's black media.
As it should be. It was Juneteenth. Like, this is for
Yeah,
us.
so-
For
and I
sure.
was- yeah,
But it's
exactly.
Juneteenth, like,
And I was able to kind of get an idea of what it really takes to put on a festival at that capacity. It was hectic as fuck.
How many people do you guys think was out there? Thousands for
I'm
sure.
going to just guesstimate like 5,000.
At least about 5,000.
Because you got to remember, there was Degnan, there was Leimert Boulevard, and then there was Degnan, Vernon.
43rd. Oh no, Degnan was at 43rd.
Degnan and
I think it
43rd.
was way more people than that.
Was
Because if you think about, like, if you ever just see 300 people, it sounds big in number, but it's not. They went on for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And you
From
had people
12 to
come
9.
in waves. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So people were there. We left at about 10 p.m. So it was people still there. So I want to say they should have hit like the Midley mark. If
You know what would
not,
have been dope what they should have done? They
half.
should have had like some sort of a
marker
tracker.
to
They
show.
should have had everybody come in one
Right.
entrance so that we can track to see exactly how many people kind of came through there. That would have been
because
a good
this
idea.
is like this is like 3 streets that was fully at capacity.
At
Like
capacity.
it wasn't a halfway
Yeah.
or sort of like you had streets really at capacity.
And we was there all day.
day.
Okay.
Right. You know, so
For the
From
entire
the start
event.
to finish.
Right.
Absolutely.
a bunch of vendors. So I know they had to cap and run over 5,000
Yeah.
like quick and easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just based on
Right.
what they did last year. I'm curious to know what the sales made because it was so many people from the beginning. Like we thought we were getting there early by coming at noon and it was already
Right.
like
there. Yep.
Right. Like Leimert Park
Parking
is
was a
already-
wrap pretty much by like 2 o'clock.
Oh, 12?
Well, earlier than that,
Fallon
yeah.
and I parked. Excuse me. Fallon. We parked a mile away, but for all the people that was there and for there to be no issues, and it was a little bit of everybody there.
Right.
Kudos to the city, man.
Yeah, it was a beautiful
nice.
4 or 5 stages, I want to say. I mean, the party in my living room stage, the
Battle
Battlecast stage, the Elevate Culture stage, New Africa stage. At every level, and every single stage was jumping.
It was hard to know where to go.
Where to go, yeah.
Even the park, like if I would have known the park was going to, first of all, I missed the park being open because they put the gate and they closed it for other reasons, but whatever.
Right.
So, like, to look back on social media and see how many people were there with their families, they had blankets and they were out because the park literally has
beautiful.
been closed.
That's a good idea.
The park has been closed for obviously all of last year,
Yeah.
but they put the gate up a long time ago, years before that, and had the park really closed, like
Yeah.
to get next to the fountain. For those who don't know for those who want to know, Leimert Park is basically where Moesha filmed.
Exactly.
Where Brandy
And that
filmed the
signature
theme song to
fountain.
Moesha, where
Yes.
the fountain is. So you to that, but that's where the park was now. What was open.
To the
So
Mo to
people
the-
there with their families in
to the-
blankets, and I just thought that was just super. Like,
Yeah.
that was so cool. You know.
It was amazing.
It was
So again,
beautiful.
kudos to the whole
Yes.
Leimert Park Rising Juneteenth
Absolutely.
2021 team. And again, this is their second year, but they didn't really have like a massive team like a Coachella or a Golden Voice.
Although it warranted.
Yeah, it was about maybe 40 or 50 of them.
Yeah.
Like in the core team of creating and curating and producing this event, it was only like maybe 40 or 50 of them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they have volunteers their day of that just signed up. But you're talking about
Right.
the people that are core planning
Right.
the event. It wasn't that many.
It wasn't that
And that
many
might be
people.
even a stretch. I don't even think it maybe even been 40 or 50.
Yeah.
But between, I want to say Quest. A shout out to Quest too. I mean, Quest was like sleeping at that motherfucker probably. I'm like,
What's up,
I
Quest?
left at 12:30 one time. He was literally there bright early the next morning. But that was like every day for them. They were working like endlessly.
Well, it turned out beautiful. It was executed amazing. I mean, just being able to be behind the scenes, you get to kind of see how hectic it can be and all of the mishaps that could potentially happen or whatever, just trying to put an event of that magnitude together.
Absolutely.
But I kept telling all of the staff or whatever, you guys are doing a great job, because the attendees would be none the wiser.
Exactly.
Everything looked like it was going according to schedule. You know, vendors were in place, the music was cracking. Everybody had an amazing time.
Yeah.
So whatever glitches were happening behind the scenes, no one knew.
No one knew. Absolutely.
And that's how an event is supposed to be.
And so one
it's
day I
amazing.
plan on having my events.
I know, that's right.
Produced at that degree.
Boom.
That's the goal for me. I was so grateful to be brought into that because I want to know how that's operated. I want to know everything that goes on behind the scenes.
How do you do it?
Because I want to produce at that capacity.
Baby Issa
I
right
will
here.
produce at that capacity, right?
Yes.
So shout out to, again, the Juneteenth Leimert Park Rising crew, the team. You guys did a great job putting that together. Can't wait for next year. But, July 25th, please be at the 5th annual Music and Media.
I know, that's right.
At the Regency. That's what we got cracking next. I'm sure there's some other shit before, but you want to be at that
Girl, the
one.
girls had they titties out and
They
their
was
asses out. So
out.
the summertime, summer is here.
Yeah.
For those that may be a little bit confused, you know what I'm saying? If you waiting on it to crack off, or you wondering what's happening next, it's cracking. So that was like Mookie was saying, the first event of the summer. Everybody was outside. We didn't even get to see a lot of the people that we know that went because it was just too many people.
It was too many people.
But you know what else I noticed, you guys? It was really funny. Okay, so of course we mobbing through the whole event, you know what I'm saying, at different points in time, just making our way through or whatever. We seeing all of our folks, people we went to school with, people we know from, the industry, people we know on a personal note. Mostly all of the people that we ended up stopping and speaking to was niggas.
All of them.
And I thought about that once I got home, and Yuri was like, tell him my nigga shit like that. Fallon, yeah, she kept. I'm not Fallon.
Like
yeah, mama, she was, it was
like
all kind of people. I felt like she was like you, because every time we go somewhere, talk about, oh, my nigga.
Everybody knows him, yeah.
So there was, and I'm just like,
like, sis.
but he,
girl.
you know, that's like my homie too at the same time, so it ain't no shit. But it was just, I thought about that in hindsight or whatever. Like it was a couple of, you know, young ladies.
No,
Rest it was just like packs of niggas. Oh, what's my nigga?
Right.
The trio. Right.
I love how y'all identify us too. Shout out to that.
I know.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's
hilarious,
dope. That
but
is
it was.
so dope. Mm-hmm. Outside of Juneteenth, what else y'all got going on? What's
Girl, what's tea?
What's tea?
Girl, that was it.
Trying to keep my life in order and shit.
Right.
Seriously. By the grace of God, hold on. By a thin thread and shit. By the grace of God,
right.
hold on.
Straight up.
That was it. We got BET Awards this coming weekend. We'll probably be outside for that. But
Probably.
more niggas we know.
They want you to be all the way vaccinated. That's a fact. They want you to be vaccinated, though, to attend.
To in the
Hey,
awards.
ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Boom, sorry. The awards or...
They do. Not
Yeah.
well, yeah, to be a casted member, like an audience member with BET.
Well,
they want you to
I
be
went the year that
vaxxed.
Beyonce was there, and we were able to be
That's
backstage.
fabulous.
So I think that I've capped out on the BET experience. So you know what I'm saying? You know, if y'all want to fuck with me, y'all can. If not, shit.
That's when you see
But-
all the little out of towners. They are so y'all come to our city and get ratchet. Please don't do it. And you can always spot an out of towner from like.
Period. It's
By the way,
very
y'all dress,
simple.
and then no shade, you know, but
A
y'all
little
be
bit. It's a little
flamboyant as
shot at.
fuck.
Just a little shot at.
Yeah.
It is a little bit. But everybody dressed different. Everybody's style is different. You can tell.
You can tell, especially the guys.
The men.
I will say this: it's almost like I feel like LA is low key embodying a lot of like bae behavior. Like they all growing these dreads out. They trying to shake them like they doing the
They
bag.
trying to shake them.
On
They
East
tryna
Coast,
put
and that's
that
how they wear their hair.
yeah.
East Coast
Yeah.
and down south, of course.
Right, but we know the Bay Area got it. You know, the little shake them dress,
Right.
that whole vibe. Because at Juneteenth, I was like, so everybody got locks now, huh? All
And I'm here
Natural
for it.
hairstyles,
I'm
yeah.
here
No,
for
I'm
it.
with it, but the grill, just the energy, I'm
The
like,
whole
oh,
vibe.
no. I'm like, this is not even LA.
They tired of them fades and shit.
Right, LA aesthetic for men don't even look like the LA aesthetics for men. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like the whole look and shit is shifted.
How would you spot an LA nigga? Like what's the wardrobe looking like from top to bottom?
Well, shoes, I think, have a big thing to do with it. We don't really do designer sneakers. So the big Balenciagas that niggas is wearing and a lot of those designer
You
sneakers.
a D-boy and shit with money.
Yeah, niggas is not. I mean, unless you like.
Not your.
If you an East Side nigga, you might be getting that off. But like the average LA nigga that's just kind of fresh and cool,
Jordans.
it's gonna be like
J's.
different kind of sneakers.
Right,
Yeah.
different
The fit of the
sneakers.
clothes is gonna be different.
Yeah, it fit a little bit, little crew neck to hoodie,
Little
depends.
fade, hat gonna be to the
hat,
front,
yeah. Sure.
Yep.
straight to the front.
Fitting. Right.
Brim
Little
light.
LA on the front, you know what I'm
Little
saying?
watch, little arm candy. Like,
Yeah,
it's
nothing too
subtle
much.
stuff.
Little couple of little charms and chains. Nothing too gaudy. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. I always say like I'm not really attracted to any other men from any other cities aesthetically as far as the fits.
Got it.
Besides like a DC, which we actually got a comment about that when we was out there too.
He asked. He said, "Where y'all from?" It was funny because we were by the liquor store and this guy said, "Well, where y'all from?" I said, "Here." He said, "Y'all giving me Maryland." DC
I was like,
vibes."
yeah.
And I was like, she lived there. I was like, that's crazy that he kind of spotted that.
Because in DC, and we just visited DC maybe like 3 months ago or whatever, before things opened back up. Just so you know, as far as what the sneaker game is like in DC, even the people that are on the streets homeless, that you can
Got
tell that they're
kicks.
destitute or whatever, got fresh shoes. I bullshit you not. You know what I'm saying? Like the sneaker game is serious. So besides like LA, I would say like DC, maybe some parts of New York. Not really. I'm just gonna give it to DC. I'm gonna give it to DC.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to LA. Girl, and everywhere else, I think they winging it. No shade.
They winging it.
No shade, no tea. Y'all got other
Yeah.
attributes and other things going on, but you know,
Yeah, Atlanta's different. We not even gonna.
Child.
Yeah, that's a little different.
no shade.
Yeah, no shade. But I can spot. It was funny because like a couple of months ago, I told me to an In-N-Out Burgers, the one in Hollywood, and I was like, oh, they are from like Tennessee or some shit. It was the
Tennessee.
whole it was the way they talked, the way they look, and just what they had on.
We do like the accents though.
For sure.
So the accents are cute. We you know, even though the fits, because we can work on the fit, that can be changed. We can get you together. But the accents, I think the accents. What's your favorite accent?
New York.
Mine's New York.
New York.
I'm not here for it.
You not
as you mimic it.
As I mimic it. Well, for the men, right?
I like New York, Brooklyn to be more clear.
Oh, excuse me, not the borough.
Right. Tune a Brooklyn nigga in one day and shit.
My bro, we can phone him. We can phone him.
BX, stand up.
Trev, we gonna call you in, bro. Just straight. We got him on the line. I don't know. I just like, I think, you know, my past life, I was probably in New York, or my soulmate
you
was
were
in
for
there
sure from the Bronx.
Soulmate, honey.
Hey, you know, I think our souls wandered north or something because I'm so attracted to the city. I love the.
You do have always.
Hilarious.
The energy of it. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, it's just something about like an East Coast guy.
Cause they're so masculine and so like,
right?
Hey, shorty, come here. You know, like DMX, like that's the quintessential.
Barking
like,
at you and shit.
Meow.
The nigga barking at you. Aggressive. They're just very aggressive. Like they will grab you.
Actually, like what? Right. I'm here for it.
They will follow you. They will grab you.
I'm here for it. Trust me. I'm here for it.
Call your bitch if you diss him and shit.
But the LA,
I don't talk to you anyway, bitch.
And then the East Coast girls like the LA flavor because they like the LA accent. Nipsey had like the quintessential LA accent,
and they loved him.
They loved him. Loved him. They loved.
But the New York girls didn't like us when we was out there.
Let me tell you about these New York bitches. No shade, no tea. I hope we got some New York fans, and you know I've gotten love from New York.
All right, let's be clear. New Jersey. In case it's a difference.
It was Jersey and New York though.
But we was in Jersey.
What's the chicks in Jersey talking about?
They
wasn't here for it. Yeah, they wasn't here.
Really?
This is in my College Hill days.
Oh my God.
We ventured out, you know, on the East Coast a little bit, making some rounds.
So disrespectful.
And
Ballin'. Not.
Hilarious.
What a moment, but whatever.
It was yeah, but they weren't the nicest. But they say that about New York culture, period. They're not necessarily like the most friendly, like, hey, how you doing?
No, so we brought our LA asses out there on some LA shit. I think Fallon could even have on an LA hat or something.
Right.
And it's funny how fashion is different depending on where you go, because the shell toes was popping out here. We wore them in New York and kind of got laughed at low key.
Y'all got
like,
for shell toes?
Yes,
because
they wore the Nike boots, like, and we were
looking at Timbs and
like that shit cracking.
Because the Nike boots are like $200, but prices don't matter when it
depending
on how it looks.
Rocking, knocking the boots with that shit, stomping with the big dogs and shit. No shade. We was just like, we don't even
with the big dogs.
No, look, we go to the bathroom and we put on all the mirror, put on lip gloss, adjust the hair and shit. And the girls walked in there and was like, bitches get their ass whooped. And Fallon and I looked at each other like,
who they talking to?
Oh, just our LA shit, girl. We moseyed our asses back out into the bleachers.
They probably are nothing crazy.
No, but they was just like not friendly. But I always say you can like smell the LA breeze on us. Like I always say that whenever I go somewhere, it's like they just smell the LA
And if
breeze.
a nigga is escorting you and accommodating you in a city, they kind of like, who these bitches? Where it's like some niggas from here that's bringing somebody else. We like niggas so. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
right. But that's different. The niggas here are usually selling the ones that they have. Not selling like that, guys.
Right, just kidding.
Yeah, it's an LA thing.
Super big tangent, but
we don't care that people are hoeing.
Hilarious.
Because we think it can be deleted.
This my nigga right here. Hey,
hilarious.
Somebody give Mookie some points for the transitions. Right? She the transition queen right now.
Absolutely.
I thought I was passing back to Kristian.
No, go ahead. Not that side bitch. What does that mean?
Jaws and stuff for the time.
What does that
mean? I'm done.
So, last week, for those who didn't tune in, we touched on can your Hoeness be deleted? So, we're gonna
I love this topic.
Give it a little attention to it, because I said it can be repackaged. Kristian agreed. Fallon, did you agree it can be repackaged, or can it be deleted?
Okay, well, it's layers.
Right.
Let's break them down.
I think we got to break it down.
We'll start with layer one.
So, let's define how. What is a how? A high priced hoe. But a high priced
We need Kevin Samuels on the show and shit one day.
So I would say I guess if we're going to give the textbook definition, a hoe would be a woman that is very sexually fluid and open with multiple men at simultaneous periods. And they could be homies. They could be, but that's why I said it's layers, because it's like, and that's the thing I think that has to be discussed. It's kind of like, what level of hoe are you talking about? Now, did I fuck 2 homies? Or did I fuck like 2 homies and then they brother and then they got me on film because they done ran a train and they, you know what I'm saying? They got pictures. Everybody got pictures of my money and their phone. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I giving it up like that? Or am I kind of just like, am I a secret hoe? Am I kind of just fucking this nigga? But at the same time, you don't know this nigga, but I am fucking this nigga or whatever. They're staying like, shit, I don't know, Cerritos or something. I'm fucking with some nigga that fuck, you know what I'm saying, that live in Cerritos and shit. And then, it's different layers. So I would say it's a woman that's definitely more fluid in kind of like, I don't give a fuck about, how I'm moving and how I'm giving it up.
Openly.
Or no. It don't have to be openly. And actually, it's typically not open because most women are afraid of being outed as a hoe. So the only women that are comfortable with being labeled a hoe based on how they moving are actual hoes that are getting compensated for being a hoe. Right. Like, yes, I would like you to know that I'm a hoe because my rates are that. This is where you can find me. But typically, like, it's something that, is kept behind the scenes. But for a man, I think is I done heard men say, you a hoe if you done slept with more than 5 men, 10 men.
That's OD.
If you didn't, you know what I'm saying?
And it really could depend, too. I don't know how far back it goes. Like, what if I started at 12 or some shit?
That's what I'm saying. So it's all of these different variables and stuff like that. But in a man's mind, I think it varies. Which I think. I don't know. I don't know. It's too broad.
It's really broad because what if I'm just at a point in my life where I'm just exploring?
Right.
You know what I mean? It don't necessarily mean that I'm like hoeing, but I might just want to like explore, which means that I want to sleep, fuck, suck, or whatever different guys to figure out. I'm just saying, like,
they said sleep, bitch. I'm done. Yeah, I'm listening.
I want to explore, so I want to figure out. I want to try different men out to see what I like, the layers to it, and different variables and angles to what it might hit for.
Right.
With different men.
Right.
And I could have been, I could have lost my virginity maybe at 22, 23, and I'm maybe starting late.
Right.
But then I might have a crazy run.
Right.
All throughout that time.
Right.
So I think it's so many different, like you said, angles and depth to it. Because me personally, like, I mean,
girl, right?
I kind of like going back to what I had a point in my life where I was just like,
girl, and this is another thing I think.
You know what I mean?
Well, Mookie, why don't you give your take, and then I have another thing I got to say about it. What is a hoe? Let's just get that out the way.
I think you guys just pretty much defined it. We know the classic urban definition of a hoe, just a bitch who's
a woman,
a person who sleeps around.
You up, Bob? Give me top.
I mean? Is it levels to it? Yes, there is, because it's kind of like, I always think a hoe is more low class, because if you a high price hoe, then you're just an escort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can always say, "Oh, you're just getting paid to escort to dinner," but let's just have a real conversation here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just it's levels to the.
And there's a lot of women doing that shit. A lot of these bitches on social media. I hate to say it, but I mean, what is an OnlyFans?
Instagram is like Backpage, so I don't know what I mean. Instagram running like Backpage.
I don't even know if people still have booking and info, but that booking was not for a show.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Like, let's be clear. But I do think, to go back to the question, can it be deleted? I think so.
Right.
And like I said before, I just don't think your wholeness is being kind of used against you at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
True.
So before, it was
nigga still fuck
hella
with you.
on the low.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now I don't really think it matters to some. Because you'll get other guys who be like, I ain't these new niggas. I don't give a fuck.
Bitch, I'm not having it.
Care.
I better not know about it.
I don't care.
Right.
You got more than 2 dicks in you the streets. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you have some people that's like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why they don't trust us now. Like, how many people you slept with? 3.
But
keep it at 3 and shit.
3.
But
I think
what we talked about on one of the last episodes or whatever, just talking about like even the sexual liberation that we're not allowed to have. Men are allowed to feel. Men are allowed to give into their primal urges. and see every fat ass that's walking down the street, beautiful woman, and there's so many. Damn, move like what?
Right. I'm frustrated over here trying to.
And they can get that off without having any.
And
labels.
they can get that off without any type of guilt.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they're accepted by their own community. You know what I'm saying? They're men. You know what I'm saying? And they're not looked at or shamed or ostracized for giving into their primal urges. And for whatever reason, men feel like we are not human beings as well. We're not animal. We don't have those animalistic urges as well. And even if they're not, because sometimes they'll just say, okay, well, you're not a man. That's fine. I always say, like, okay, to your 10, let's say I'm with my nigga. And with my nigga, I'm just throwing out a scenario. I have my nigga, and I give him a pass. You could fuck 10 bitches every year. Every year, any 10 that you want. You know what I'm saying? I keep the log in the register. Okay, you bitch number 9, bitch number. Okay, great. You know what I'm saying? Nice to meet you. You fuck 10 bitches. Out of your 10, I get to have 1 every year. Niggas won't give you 1.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Yep.
Niggas won't give you 1 nigga. Like, I like him. He's really cool. We have a great time. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
You're not getting that off.
Teaching me about crypto. Like, I really, I'm enjoying it. He's not going to give you one. He's not going to give you 1 nigga. So it's like we are on restriction of how we even, police our pussy anyway.
Yes.
And so I think that has a big thing to do with the whole label of you're a hoe or you're this, because what I think happens is men are so fucking fragile. That ego is like shattered,
and that's really what it is.
You know what I mean? And so men have to then digest and register the fact that, okay, if she has slept with this many guys, first of all, that means that I have to measure up.
Step my shit up.
You know what I'm saying? To whoever else she may have slept with. I have to deal with the potential chastising that I may get from other men. And I really want the acceptance of these men.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really solid enough to stand on my own and be like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's that. It's so many different variables on that end. But men have been trying to police our vaginas for years and years and years and years. And so a lot of women end up being hoes by default. So if you have an experimental period, you know what I'm saying, or sometimes it's not even experimental. Men don't even give women the grace. Just like y'all are fatherless sons and y'all got issues, a lot of the issue, and I'm speaking from experience, you know what I'm saying? So for any woman that can relate, a lot of that comes from searching for love in all of the wrong places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're a fatherless daughter and you're looking for the validation and the acceptance and love from men, but not knowing how to go about it and chasing it in the wrong way, that's how it ends up turning out too. You know what I'm saying? And we give niggas grace about this all the time. You got issues because your daddy left you, and so you act fucking crazy, but I'm gonna love you anyway. That's just the nature of a woman. Men don't give women that same grace. Like, damn, like she ain't have some men, not all. She ain't have her pops. Like, I know she, dealt with. Or, I mean, she having her, she went to college or whatever. She kind of wild out or whatever, but she's solid. Like, she don't do that shit with me. I bet you she won't fuck with you now. Try to get the bitch now. Every man is not going to have that type of mindset. So, can it be deleted though? Going like Mookie saying, going back to the question, can it be deleted? I would say it can be deleted depending on how you was giving it up. Now, if you letting niggas slut you out, random niggas that's not your nigga, you let niggas, anal sex, penetration. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? You let them gag. You know what I'm saying? And he got you on tape. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, his homies might have seen it, and you just out here wilding.
You really out here.
You out here giving it up like that.
And when your name comes up, niggas know what it is.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And you giving it up like that, and everybody got access to you and shit like that. I think that you might, at that point, you might as well start. That's why niggas end up pimping bitches, because it's like, bitch, you're not even making no money. You doing all of this for fun,
for free,
which is cool,
right?
But let's figure out how we can make this make sense.
Monopolize up of this.
Let's make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? So if you on that type of time, I don't really know if it can be deleted once you done did so much. But if you talking about, I had an experimental period, or you know what I'm saying, I fuck with 2 homies, because that's another thing.
Yep.
What are homies? What are homies nowadays?
Friends, like,
right. You know what I mean? Like, if it's that kind of shit, I feel like over time it can lapse, and it can, you know what I'm saying? It can kind of shift depending on how you, evolve as a woman, and how you carry yourself, and kind of demand that respect or whatever. So I guess it's all just, and we compared it to Draya,
right?
Because that's where the whole thing came from. They laughed at her, girl. Charlamagne laughed her out the goddamn building or whatever. Like, bitch,
like, please,
no, it cannot.
Not here.
But I mean, she bubbled up.
Yeah.
You know, she started not only from Basketball Wives or whatever at the time that she did the interview or whatever, but from there, Mint Swim to the dude that she ended up getting with.
Yeah.
He didn't have no problem with, you know.
Right. What her situation?
You know, they ended up creating beautiful children or whatever else or whatever. I mean, and if she leave that nigga, which I don't even think she would, like Draya.
Yeah.
Fuck, any of y'all niggas that be talking all that shit, the main ones.
Roll.
And I be looking at y'all feeds and y'all Twitters and all that shit or whatever. Y'all niggas is going. If Draya hit y'all up today,
yeah,
baby, what's up? I just, you know, I'm not even looking for a nigga with no money, but you know, I got some money. Come to the crib, like I want to cook for.
Y'all
I just want
rolling.
to. Fuck out of here. Nah, I don't like how you moving in these streets and shit. Like, okay,
yeah. I think niggas are rolling. I mean, for the most part, I think they rolling. And like you said, Mookie kind of touched on it earlier. Like, y'all niggas don't really give a fuck. Like, really, let's keep it all the way up.
As long as no one maybe knows
to a degree, and depends on how you was giving it up,
right?
But we all have experimented to a degree. Yeah, and it's that ego for niggas too. They just like, if I'm out here possibly exploring, it's like you said, you got to level up to that. You got to match up to that. You got to meet that standard. Why am I wanting to fuck another nigga?
Why do men feel like it's irrational for us to believe that they would only want to sleep with us for the rest of eternity?
Right.
But they would not feel that it's irrational for us to feel like, okay, so we're only supposed to sleep with you, so you're supposed to fulfill all of my sexual needs and fantasies?
I think guys only give a fuck if they like you.
Talk about it.
If you've been on the side where I'm feeling you, the bitch, I give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of
I like
hoes
you.
that
Yeah.
they don't care what you do with your pussy. Like, I don't give
That's
a
true.
fuck.
As long as you're available for me.
Right. Like, do what you may. But I don't really care. But I think it's when the feelings get involved, because that's when the ego get involved, because they're dudes, so they know how they give it up, because they sleep with other dudes, girlfriends, past, and you see them out knowing your dick been way down her throat, crying. You know what I mean? She crying on the phone, and you know how she giving it up, and you run into him kissing all on her in the mouth, like, nigga, ugh. And I think it's just that, and that's just ego. That's all that is. So I think they just can't stomach it for their woman, because they place you at such a high regard.
Yeah.
I read something that was like,
That's good.
It said something where it was like, I'm a butcher it, but it was like, shit, once I like you, I'll be mad at the niggas you fucked 8 years ago.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So I think it's just only when they feelings get involved, they can't handle it, because they're fragile.
It's that possessiveness and that protectiveness.
Right. So I think they just don't want to know when they like you. But if they don't, I think it don't matter. But to go back to the question, hell yeah, I think it can be deleted as you elevate in your own shit.
Right.
Because like I say, niggas want to be a part of whatever is moving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you want some popping shit, nigga, it don't fucking matter.
Right.
Nigga, you that girl outside? I fuck her.
So do you guys think that
That
you guys
don't
can really honestly and truly be with one person for the rest of your life, and that man take care of you sexually? So I guess this might be, and niggas cheat when they married too.
Bitch, I'm fixing my brains. I'm doing some poetic justice tonight. What's tea?
All right. And niggas, people cheat within their marriage. I guess that's the whole goal of getting married is to not step outside of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just
right. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily the. I don't know if that's,
so what's the point of getting married then?
Well, that's a good question. That's why
you know
a lot of y'all.
So
that's
I'm
why
just saying, like the whole idea behind, I guess
one of the components,
right? And the old school way of thinking about marriage is that we're bonded for life. It's me and you. Like, we're not supposed to fuck nobody else. We're not supposed to cheat. We're not supposed to step out of this union or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Of course, and that's different. And my mom was like, marriage is a business transaction.
I was just about to say that, but I don't want to interrupt because I've been interrupting.
You seem like you were really committed to the
playback. So I'm always interrupting.
My mom
I'm
was
like, let me let
marriage
it
is a
get thought
business
out.
transaction. Like,
it's a business.
We love each other, absolutely. But this is a
contract.
There's finances involved. There's like what he's bringing, what she's bringing. There's like, okay, I know he has this. I can help him in this regard, and vice versa. It's really a business transaction.
I mean, think about it. For those who have prenups, they thinking about the end before they jump the broom.
Yeah,
that's
like
crazy.
niggas is
That
like,
is
okay,
crazy.
so things we
That's
gotta get these things in order. It's shit set in paper. Like if this happened, or this happened.
That's crazy
You're not
to me.
entitled to. You woo. All right, let the love begin.
Yeah.
So you go into it as a business first.
Right.
All the love stuff comes second because some people they're worth more together than they are apart.
Absolutely.
Straight up.
You know what I mean?
And that's why
So
they
I
do
think
it.
It goes into why do you want to get married? So many people are married only because they got caught cheating. Fuck it, let's get married.
It's
you know what I
a
mean? This isn't a
lot
satisfied
of
situation.
situations
It's
like
literally a get out of jail free card.
It's a lot of
And
situations
that should
like
be in the
that.
tuck until it's
Bitch is
time.
like, I'll take it.
Right. I just want to, let's just get married. I'm
Or
ready.
that like generational society shit about like the mama and the daddy's like, well, where's your husband? Where's your man? You need to get married.
As far as the pressures to get married, yeah.
Like you have to be married.
But that wasn't
You know,
your
the
question. Your
pressure.
question was, can you see yourself?
Can you see
being
yourself with that person?
So my answer is, it's tough. Like I think about Corey, like that's like something in my mind or whatever, because it's like he's one of those type of men that feel like regardless of what I do your own shit. Like, and if you want to do something, that's because you wanted to do it anyway, not because I did this or I did that.
That's what he says. Nope.
So, but in my mind, I feel like I'm disciplined in general.
Yes.
So I can see, and that's where y'all niggas get it fucked up. Like, bitches don't see fly niggas. We may not see them as much as y'all see beautiful women because it's just an abundance of them. There's so many beautiful women. I will admit that.
Yeah.
But to your 10, just like I'm giving the 10 to 1, to your 10, I'm gonna see one nigga like shit. Like he gonna make my neck snap
Yeah.
back. You know what I'm saying? Either aesthetically, or I might see the way he hustling, or I might see it could be all kind of different things that women look at. So we have eyes,
Yep.
ears, and everything else. You know what I mean? So I think it just comes down to discipline, and it's kind of like, yes, I feel like I can be disciplined if that's what I need to do. It's not to say that I don't see other men that are attractive or that have other features and things about them or whatever that make them attractive. But if I'm committed to you, it's me and you, and it's gang. Period. You know what I mean? And maybe that's the difference between men and women. Maybe that's what they're trying to always illustrate is that conviction that women have with, yes, I can do it. Men like, no, bitch, I really, literally,
Yeah.
I can't do it, bitch. I would love to do it, but I would love to meet you where you at, but I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I feel like it's all a choice. Like, so if I can be disciplined enough to do it, but it's kind of like, what you on?
Yeah.
If like, let's talk about it. Let's discuss. Like,
So what if you're disciplined and he's not?
if I'm disciplined and he's not, that's gonna become a problem.
Yeah.
Unless we've agreed to that, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't think I would ever.
And you have an understanding of what the
I don't think I would
situation
ever
is.
agree for a man to kind of live his life and be able to explore and experience. This is my life, nigga.
Yep.
I don't know when it's gonna be up. You know what I'm saying? By the grace of God, I've made it to this many years or whatever. Like everybody, I think, has seen people that have perished and passed away that are no longer here that they once knew. So we know how that shit work. And we talking about the grand scheme. You think I'm gonna hold up my life and experience different things in my life for you, and you not doing the same for me?
Exactly.
We might as well come to the table and have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
What are the parameters? What are the rules? You know what I'm saying? And then some niggas may not be going. And then you got to kind of figure out what you're going to do from there. Maybe you just be a sneak around hoe. You know, if he not going.
Cheating respectfully.
If he know that.
Right.
Exactly. If he know that that's what you going. If you know that that's what he doing, then maybe that's what he wants you to do. Like, bitch, I'm never going to accept you doing that shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just depends. I don't know. Do you think you can be with one man for the rest of your life until you die? One penis, one mouth, you know, the same tricks and shit. Man.
I'm disciplined too. So I would say I am disciplined. And I'm only 36. I only reached a certain peak in my life. And I know there's other levels. But when we get in our 40s and our 50s, it's going to be a whole different ballgame for us as women.
Right.
But I've been in a situation before, and maybe because, I don't know, I like this guy. I loved him. I really wanted to be with him. So I was disciplined. I was riding or dying for the situation. And I just wanted to be with him and him only. I wasn't fucking nobody else. I wasn't looking at nobody else. Yeah, I see a cute nigga, but I wasn't stepping outside of him.
What we got going on?
But to be 100% transparent with you, I'm going to say no.
You don't think so? Mm-mm. For the rest of your life?
No.
That's a tall, and that's what niggas don't get. That's
Because
a tall order.
I am very much so, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Oh, we know that.
Goddamn.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, like I'm going to do, and if I see a nigga that, and to be very, again, transparent, if I see a man that I'm interested in going out with, and if it pops off and the chemistry is there and the juices are flowing, if I want to have sex with him, I'm going to have sex with him. And I hate to say it, but I might have to just deal with the repercussions later.
And just think about it later. Right.
And maybe go home to my nigga and be like, you know what, last night I had about 10 of these and shit.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to be able to. I like living in the moment.
Yeah,
I'm very spontaneous, and I don't want to have no type of just setbacks when it comes to that.
Do you think you could just have an open relationship then?
Yeah,
yeah. You
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna do you, and you gonna do.
If it's open and we've communicated, like, nigga, ain't nothing about to get in between me and you. This is it. It's gang. That's it. And we gonna still do it. So yeah,
I feel like I'm in a situation like that now.
Okay,
I have a nigga that likes bitches.
Right. Well, I hope so.
But that would really talk to a bitch in front of my face.
Right. Like right. He's made it very clear. And I don't feel
disrespected because I know that's what it is.
Right.
And he'll literally be in the corner like, oh, what's your number? What's your IG?
But y'all have a thing,
very clear
and a bond and a commitment that it is what it is.
And he'll tell me like, oh, I invited them out to the bar.
Right.
But he might FaceTime me while they there. What time are you coming over later?
Is he cool with you exploring your options yet?
Not 100%. He knows. He has an idea, but it hasn't been like...
You can come to the table and be like, babe, like, it was this dude that hollered at me or whatever, so we might go out to lunch.
He's not ready for that. We got to get there.
Mookie, come tap in. I can't wait to hear Mookie.
We gotta get ready. We ain't hit that.
Mookie
we ain't hit that yet.
Brown.
I'm listening.
I'm asking you specifically.
Tap
Do you
in.
think that you could be with one man for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I think so. If
one peen.
It would be a good one, for sure. For sure.
It would be a smart choice.
Yes, absolutely. Trust. I've been oodles for noodles over this nigga for the last several fucking years.
Oodles for noodles, right?
So to be realistic, I think so. Just because like I'm just built that way naturally,
right?
You know what I'm saying, so it's like if you locked in with me, I could stay down until I can't. You know what I mean? So. It would have to be the reason for me not to will say no. It would have to be something like we just not growing on the same space. So if we're growing together at the same time, because you could outgrow motherfuckers all day,
straight up,
relationships with and everything.
Right.
So if we growing at the same pace together, hell yeah, I could fuck with you because at the end of the day,
I like that.
Them pickings get slim.
Yeah,
they get hella slim. Like somebody said. I may have mentioned this here, like it's more efficient to see, and somebody said it was pee in it or something like that.
What?
Somebody said the dating pool in LA got pee in it.
Right, the dating pool in LA got pee in it, like or something like that, and it's the fucking truth. But if you fuck with me for real, like, and we really in it, hell yeah, I could stay down because it really ain't shit out there. Like when you really try to go,
are they allowed to be?
To me,
are they allowed to be sexually fluid?
No, I wouldn't want them to be, but
if they do it behind, as long as you don't know about it. Because what you don't know, you don't know.
Right. What I don't know, I don't.
As long as it never hits your front door.
Nigga. As long as I never drive into it, hit my front door, whichever way not to know is not to know at this particular age. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
I wouldn't want them to do shit. I would hope they smart enough not to do shit. I would hope they know the risk that will come if you do shit. Yeah. And I ain't even saying the first go around. Let's be real, because it's levels to all of this shit.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, like, I don't think I'm gonna make it to 30 years with no nigga without some bumps on the road.
Straight
you know
up.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's just kind of like, I can stay down with you, especially if we solid like that.
Yeah,
right.
I was going to say that too. That makes a difference too, especially if you have a man that really wants to put in the work with you.
Hell yeah, I mean, we
together.
Why would I step outside of that? It's very difficult to find a man that's like, you know what, I fucking love you. I want to be with you. Like, I'm committed. I'm really going to commit to you. And yeah, it's going to be hard, but let's do this together.
Right. He didn't care about you, your mama birthday, where the love go beyond you. You know what I'm saying?
That's your mama birthday and shit.
That's your mama birthday, right?
I'm just saying, niggas don't be getting your mama flowers on Mother's Day or
your old ass mama
birthday
and shit, nigga scandalous.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where they're really embedded. Like, my nigga and my cousins are like this, or him and my pops, they cool. Like, to where you're all the way ingrained in my shit. Like, nigga, because I believe in break up. Like, nobody better be cool. Like, y'all better sneak around my back.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah. Once it's over with me, you better end all those fucking relationships with everybody around me. Because
I'm a perfect world kind of individual, and I'm a perfect world kind of individual, and I kind of hate. I hate that. Sometimes I hate that about myself because it's kind of like, you know, sometimes it's just life is not black and white, and I'm a black. That's some Scorpio shit. Everything to me is very like either it's this or it's that, and it's nothing in between. That's literally how I usually live my life. But there's so much gray area, and there's so much scale, like in life and how you think about it. And you know, I would prefer it to be a thing like I want to meet you where you at.
Yeah.
So if you wanting to explore I'm human. I want to explore too, but I'm willing, baby, to put in the discipline and be disciplined enough to not do that if that's what we're doing. But if that's not what we're doing, and you having needs and feeling like you want to explore, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's put it on the table. I don't want secrets.
Yeah.
You know what? I had a conversation. This is back when Clubhouse was really popping, and we really had a conversation for sure. We really had a conversation about communication.
Yes.
And one of the questions that was posed is, can your man come home to you and tell you, hey, babe, I have a coworker, like, damn, like, she fine. Like,
right.
Or I want to fuck, but I'm not going to press up against her. Like, can your man come home and tell you? It was something like that. Can your man come home and tell you that?
Can I come home and tell you that?
Well, that's that, but this is what we're saying in general. Like, but no, but But let me finish. The point is, it's just communication. Like,
in general,
how open, right? It wasn't like whichever way, whoever wanted to answer can answer, but it's like, are you open to that level of communication? Because on the line, so many people said no. What the fuck would you tell me that for? Like, people want that, but they don't really want to sit down and have those real conversations in relationships where it's like, this is how I'm feeling. You know what I mean?
I want it
for some. I'm just saying, a lot of people can't even open themselves up to that level of honesty. People want safe, secure conversation.
And to me personally, that's one of the remedies to a healthy relationship. To me, is being able to be that open with your partner or your man or your woman. Like, if my man is coming home, at least the nigga's telling me like he want to fuck the bitch at work.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least he's telling me that, because the nigga could be sneaking some shit. I'd rather you come home and tell me that you seen this bitch at work that you like. At least he feels comfortable enough to know that I'm not gonna flip and we could talk about it.
Right. Even if he didn't or don't want, like, damn, she just fucked. Like, we was in the break room and she brushed up against me on accident. Just anything of a, can you handle that type of conversation?
Yeah. I can handle it as long as I'm able to be honest and transparent. I don't want to have to restrict my honesty in my own being to make you comfortable, but to ease your mind and your conscience, you want to unload on me, but I can't unload on you. I want it to be an interchangeable relationship. I don't want a one-sided relationship. No. I am a human being. I'm a woman, right? And we've been subjected to a lot of bullshit. We take a lot on the chin. And this is a fact. As mothers, sisters, daughters, whatever, however you want to break it down, especially a black woman. We ain't going to even go there on this episode.
Right.
But, you know, we endure a lot. We take a lot on the chin. But I want to be able to have an interchangeable relationship. So I'm not going to tit for tat you. So if you come to me with that information, I'm not going to be retaliatory and be like, okay, well, it be niggas at my job too. It's not about that. But if I do come to you at a different point in time, maybe it's a year later, we go on vacation. I'm throwing them all under the bus.
Yeah, I want to be able to talk about it too.
We go to Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? I meet a nigga at the bar or whatever. He from fucking, you know, wherever. And we have a great conversation. And I felt, you know, some type of spark or chemistry. And I hadn't felt like that in so long, babe. I just, you know, I don't know what I was feeling. But, you know, whatever. Can I come to you and tell you that? Or is it going to be too heavy for your ego?
Right.
Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna talk to me for a whole week and shit.
Are you not gonna talk to me for a whole week? Or you gonna be retaliatory towards me and feel like now you gotta run it up with all these bitches to make yourself feel better?
Yeah.
I'm not with them games. If we gonna do it, let's do it. Mm-hmm. If we not, you know, I don't know.
I think those relationships are possible. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say, is that something that needs to be discussed? Like when you get with somebody and you kind of feel like you're getting serious with that person, do you feel like, okay, so like what level are we? Like, do you feel like that? And you've been with your dude for a long time. Sorry.
Jesus.
I'm just saying, though, I'm just curious to know kind of like, when do those conversations come up?
Well, we're
what time is it? Shit like,
I don't know. We haven't quite got to that exploration of
right.
We are in a place where we're getting there.
Yeah.
To be able to be, because it's tough. It's hard. You don't want to hurt the person that you're with. No. You know, but I think the biggest part of those kind of conversations and the reason why people end up feeling insecure is underneath all of it, whether you a man or a woman, I think the biggest point of it is people want to know, like, are you gonna leave me? Are you gonna dip?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you gonna bail out? Because at the end of the fucking day, when you think about it, all this ick and pussy shit don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I got a cousin, not to bring the podcast down. I have a cousin I'm laying to rest tomorrow.
Oh my God.
And that's real shit. My nigga gonna be there though. You know what I mean? So with certain things where it's just kind of like,
tough. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's certain things that start to matter more than others.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? When you get to a certain point or whatever. Yeah. So it's like, that's super important. And you know, it's tough sometimes getting into those spaces and in those pockets of conversation because you don't want to hurt the other person, and people automatically feel like, okay, you gonna dip. Is there something that this person has that I don't, and is that going to make me feel like you want to be with them instead of me? And your ego gets, you know, tested, where it's kind of like, if you feel so secure and convicted in your relationship where it's like, it could be Holly fucking Berry on this nigga line. This nigga is not going nowhere, bitch. So Holly, what's up, girl? I love you, boomerang, bitch. But this nigga is going to be at home, bitch. Like, you're not gonna get him. You're not gonna get his heart, because I got that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So good luck. You know what I'm saying? God bless. I think that's more of the thing. It's the security of it all, where, you know, so once that security is airtight, then I think the dynamic of the relationship starts to change. When it's not, then you start having the insecurities, you know, and all that kind of poking out.
I agree, because I would think it would be hard to get to that.
Yeah.
It would be hard to have those conversations depending on the type of guy that you have. You know what I mean? So I would think those conversations will have to be kind of a upfront, when you meet me kind of thing. Like, you know what you're getting. Right. And even when you know what you're getting, you still get caught up in that. You know what I mean? So honestly, there is no absolutes, or there's no one shoe fit all. You know what I mean? I think it's just the growing and evolution of yourself in the relationship, and the person, in that space, because you're right, it becomes the bigger picture. Yeah, it's always the bigger picture. Life have a way of kind of pulling you back. Like, what fucking matter? You know what I mean? When you dealing with certain things, like, you can scroll social media and not have a give a fuck in the world. You know what I mean? Like, and when you do have somebody who really got your back for real, like, not saying you get that shit a pass, but when life shit happens and that person's in your corner, that's all you give a fuck about. That makes a huge difference, right? You know what I mean? Like, fuck all of the bullshit. Like, he could be pissed off at me, but if I call for real, this nigga gonna be there within a minute. And that shit is very, very, very real, invaluable. You know what I'm saying? You got, and I don't know, like, it's some people who just there for you. And it's a lot of niggas who play the game and don't be. Straight up. You know what I mean? So
straight up. Heavy for a second.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Y'all gotta get this game.
Good ass topic.
$1 million worth of game. Shout out to $1 million worth of game. We should have named it something similar to that.
Right. We'll make a segment. We'll make a trio gym seg or something.
Straight up. I like that.
And y'all continue to tap in with us and let us know how you guys feel about the topics. Give your input, your opinions. We want to hear from y'all too.
Right.
Yeah, I want to shout out.
Before you shout out,
let me find it. Go ahead.
Collectively, did we get? So overall, I think we're saying, yeah, your homies could be deleted, unless he give a fuck about you. And if he care about you,
just don't get taped, bitch. Right. Don't be doing all that wild shit. Like, can I tape you? Oh, we turning that, but don't let him tape you,
don't get taped.
Unless he get recorded.
Don't let him record you.
Yeah, that's your man. That's different.
See him in person before you start sending him all them pictures and nasty text messages or whatever. Make it all in person. Yeah. And he got to be a sick nigga to try to tape you on the low when you're not watching it. If that's the case, get your homies to text his ass.
And if you do, no face, no case. You know what I mean? Like, they
we got tat that shit
without the face.
Right.
Bend that ass over without no face showing.
They can't prove it. I mean,
deny.
What about the bitch that send the niggas the same photos and shit? Like,
y'all, I mean, whatever, bitch. But be ready, because these niggas talk. That's what we was talking about the last episode.
We're gonna take that one good photo and send it to the whole
If y'all bitches think that these niggas is not telling y'all business, and all of y'all to be like, oh, I'm not a hoe, I'm this, I'm that, girl. I done heard some shit about some of you bitches, man. You know that it is only a problem because a lot of y'all try to act like y'all too cool for school and y'all too good and y'all this and that and blah, blah, blah. Like, girl, we know.
They pillow talk. They pillow talk. They homie talk. Yeah. Trust and believe, because the homies be like they be telling. They be telling.
Motherfuckers been pregnant and shit. Bitch. Listen, y'all better watch what y'all doing and watch what y'all talking. But it's, that's a whole other story.
So who we shouting out?
So I wanted to shout out Mrs. Granberry. I'm wearing one of her shirts today. Let me stand up.
Cute. Please show us, model bitch. Go.
Okay, get Miss It's dope. It's like just a girl with like the chains or whatever. She got that kind of around the way girl feel. Y'all know that's my style in general.
Love it.
But Berry Grand Details on Instagram.
But you got to spell that out.
BerryGrandDetails.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It will be in
we have it in the description, right?
Right. It will be
y'all go ahead and hit her up.
I do fuck with that though. I saw that when I walked in.
Yeah, and I definitely want y'all to support.
It represents us for real.
She was one of the first people she was not one of. She was the first flower child customer that I had.
Nice.
And she, you know, I'm a rep her forever. And she got all different kind of brands. She does chapsticks and natural products. She's vegan products and all these different things. So I wanted to make sure I shouted her out. Hey, girl.
Hey. All right. Well, episode 9. The trio pod.
We're gonna shout out Melania for the.
Yes.
This shirt is so dope.
I want my own baby daddy.
I want my own baby
nigga.
daddy. Melania through.
Monroe, shout out to you. You laced me at the June. Good luck with finding your own and shit. We all got we all kind of like circulating the same nigga, low key. But
keep living.
We're getting back to Melania. So yeah, I want my own baby daddy. I love this.
I love that though. That's
Melania Monroe. And Melania is not just branding, but she can rap her ass off.
She remind me of a little Foxy Brown.
She's Foxy. She's our new generation Foxy. So shout out to Melania.
Melania got some hips that are.
There's no one to plug with Jaws, but can your Hoeness be deleted? I think so. And on that note,
goodbye, y'all. Peace out.
Thank you.
Peace out.